Sup, everybody? This is Garrett Sports Rants. Today, I'd like to talk about, the Panthers winning the cup, and that overall, I'm very happy for them. But it's very disappointing the Oilers weren't able to pull off the epic comeback and be the first Canadian team in over 30 years to win the cup. But yeah, on the other hand, I would have felt kind of very bad for the Panthers for blowing the lead because, I feel like that was a very well-earned cup for them, I feel like. Ultimately, I was overall more rooting for the Oilers, but yeah, that was a very well-earned cup for the Panthers. They've had their playoff frustrations and everything, but interestingly enough, in terms of being in the finals and opponents, the Panthers completely swapped places for me completely swapped places from last year. Last year they were in the finals against the Knights and lost. This year against the Oilers and won. In both last year they were the major underdog, the team I was more rooting for, but wasn't upset to see the Knights win. And now this year they were the opposite this year. The Oilers were this year what the Panthers were last year, the underdogs, but the team I would have ultimately preferred to see win, but wasn't upset to see the favorite win. Ultimately, I feel like that was a very well-earned cup for the Panthers, and yeah, they deserved that. Game 7 was, Game 4, the Oilers hammered them 8-1, and in all the other games, it seemed like the Oilers were really figuring out the Panthers, but then come Game 7, it was a very tight game, most cup-winning games are. The Panthers won 2-1 in regulation, with the Oilers had the empty net and everything. But by far the highest scoring cup-winning game I've seen, and was last year when the Knights beat the Panthers 9-3. That was by far the highest scoring winning finals game. Yeah, had the Oilers won, they would have. They're the second most recent Canadian team to have won the cup in 1990. The most recent was the Habs in 93, but the Oilers' fifth, and that their cup in 1990, their fifth cup was in fact the only cup they won without Gretzky. All their first 4 cups were all with Gretzky, and they're the only team he's won with. But yeah, and also, I'd like to add that in terms of the Leafs, they've made some pretty significant change. Well, for one thing, they got Berube, who along with Binnington propelled the Blues right to the Cup in 2019 and beat the Bruins and made for a lifetime of happiness. But he'll do it again for the Leafs, and the Leafs have got several other players like Tanev, Hakanpää, and a few other notable players that will all be their propulsion right to the Cup. Yep. Okay. So yeah. And then also in terms of the Panthers, yeah. Back in 2022, they won that year they won the President's Trophy and won their first playoff series since 1996, but got swept by the Lightning, and then last year they lost to the Knights in the finals. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, yeah, the Panthers winning, I am very happy for them. Too bad the Oilers couldn't pull off the epic comeback. But yeah, the last time that's been done in the finals was by the Leafs in 1942 against the Red Wings. That's the last time that was done in the finals. The last time a team came back from being down 3-0 period was the Kings in the first round in 2014. Against the Sharks, and they won the Cup. The Kings won the Cup that year. So it has happened only a handful of times in the history of the league. It has happened, and the Oilers weren't quite able to make it happen again. But too bad for the Oilers, but happy for the Panthers.